The following broadcast is not suitable for children under 3 years of age.
It's time for Clashing Heads.
They agree on nothing. Welcome to Clashing Heads, everybody. All the news, all the opinion, and all the constitutional meltdown and horrible disgrace you will ever need for the rest of your life.
Or the rest of your week for a Democrat.
And speaking of horrible disgrace and constitutional meltdown, you were waiting for that, weren't you, Righty Jim? None other than Righty Jim.
Yeah, I have no idea what's coming out of your mouth in the promos.
By the way, Righty Jim, last seen disgracefully melting Olympic gold medals to get a VIP pass to the Trump Bowl.
USA.
Was that make you does that make you unhappy, Lefty? Does that irritate you having people root for America?
No, I am happy for America, but I am ashamed by our president, who is
Of course you are. Lefty, I have a question for you.
a second.
No.
Even the same related to this topic.
Hello.
President Trump was just
Can moderator Mike at least get a hello in here?
Oh, modern night. Get a hello.
But Lefty Al, always about himself, never about anybody.
Moderator Mike here.
Thank you, moderator Mike. I do appreciate that.
Thank you. Right.
Did you enjoy the hockey game, moderator Mike?
Oh, yeah. I was up at 5:30 in the morning watching those guys win and take it all the way.
I'm well bored of doing that. I was going to, and I forgot to wake
So
up.
if you hear someone snoring, it might be me. I'm trying to catch up on my sleep. But I'll tell you, 46 years, I don't want to interrupt Lefty Al because he had something to say.
Did have something.
It wasn't very important. Go ahead.
Well, after 46 years, now here's my only contention about the whole thing.
Yes.
46 years ago, it was the Miracle on Ice, the 1980 team.
To the
The 1980 team beat the Russians.
Yes.
USA beat the Russians. Okay.
The semifinal game.
Right. Well, fast forward to 2026, and you have nothing but NHL stars now playing on the ice against, well, Canada had some stars. You had Slovakia, who had an LA Kings player on their team.
Yep.
I mean, congratulations. I love getting the gold in hockey. I enjoy hockey. It's one of my favorite sports. However, and this poor guy loses a couple of teeth in the front just as he scored that winning goal. But my contention,
He's going to need gold for his teeth, you know.
they may melt that down for
I don't
his
think
teeth.
you let it
Yeah.
or Lefty Al.
Oh, sure. Gold is gold.
My
Gold is
contention is, and I don't know if you guys agree, why do we have these star players from the NHL, from the NBA when they're playing summertime basketball? I think it should be the kids who grew up, who want to play hockey, to be a part of the hockey team, not NHL. And I'll tell you what happened. One of the guys now who played for Slovakia, who's on the LA Kings team, broke his leg playing for the Olympics. And who knows now, and he was a star player for the Kings, if they're going to make it into the playoffs as a result. I don't think these NHL...
One of the drawbacks.
Yes, and I don't think there should be NHL or NBA players, or when baseball comes back in 2028, MLB players.
Yeah, the problem is a lot of what in those days was amateur hockey is kind of morphed into semi-pro, and that fine line between payment and non-payment has basically kind of gone away, and that's why the Olympics. That's why you got, you don't have them. What's interesting, you don't have them in the Olympics in baseball, but then you have the World Baseball Classic, which is starting in a couple of days, which is kind of the Olympics of professional baseball, if you want to call it that. But yeah, you're right. And the thing that's interesting about that, because those guys were all amateurs that were in the 1980s. I'm surprised. I swore that somewhere along the line we had won the gold medal between then and now. I thought we'd won it in the early 2000s with one of the other pro.
Isn't that amazing? I
was shocked. I was just shocked. No. We went in America. No, you're wrong. We won it somewhere, and it's like, no, we hadn't. I was incorrect about that. But I plus for Lefty Al.
All right, Lefty Al.
If I was going to correct you of your many incorrections, gold is an inert element. So that is why it has been used by dentists for millennia.
Yeah, but they don't use it for broken teeth. They use
it
fake
for
teeth.
crowns, Righty Jim.
Right. He didn't need a crown. He needed a new tooth.
Gold is still needed. Well, it could still be used. That's decay. Not to.
Speaking of gold, I heard a rumor. Can you please confirm or deny this rumor? I heard that you were betting on the Canadian team to win.
Well, you know what, Righty Jim?
Oh, really?
I must. It must be that I must owe you some American burger or something.
Well,
So I was not betting on the. I would never bet against America.
Nope.
But I do. Let me ask you a question along those lines, Righty Jim.
USA.
Wait, Modern Mike.
Yeah.
Along those lines,
Yes.
you do believe in good sportsmanship throughout all these Olympics, right?
Well, unlike the Canadian curling team, yes.
Oh, but how about the President of the United States? Do you think it's good sportsmanship? Modern Mike, you can answer this. Let's see, Righty Jim, for answer.
Mike,
Hold on.
this is how short a period it took him to introduce Trump into the conference.
Okay, yeah, because well, how short a period introduced?
Ding, ding, ding. TDS introduced in 6 minutes, 38 seconds.
Yeah, well, is it good sportsmanship for Donald Trump to post an AI video on his Truth Social of him punching out Canadian hockey players?
I think that's probably not the most mature thing, but it is kind of funny. The only one I saw was the American eagle taking down some Canadian goose or something.
But the point is, okay, all in good, mean.
It's all in good sport, shall we
but
say.
is it presidential and good sportsmanship for the president to do that?
Well, we don't know the president did. Yeah, so it's on his account.
Sure.
Well, he claims that he posted it himself.
But I think we know the decorum of Donald Trump.
Yes, he does.
I mean, there is no decorum when it comes to
Trump is Trump.
He's Trump, and I'm sure
It's not acceptable, Righty Jim. Why aren't we tired of it by now?
Well,
hasn't he grown up?
He's
He's only had 5 years as president of the United States. Don't you think it's time he grew up?
The man's almost 80 years old. I think he's grown up.
Oh no, he hasn't matured. That's an 80-year-old.
Okay, Lefty out.
Just one more point.
Right, one more point about the hockey.
Yeah, go ahead, right.
He-
Potter,
Thank you, Righty Jim.
Yes. I have some people to call right now. This call. In fact, I have nobody to call righty on this.
Again, congratulations to the women's hockey team
Yes.
as well.
yes.
And they both, the men and women, were invited by Mr. Trump to show up to the State of the Union.
Yes.
The women declined in mass,
I'm surprised at that. Are you?
and the men are going to probably, some of them, show up.
I think a lot of them were. I mean, they're all saying, yeah, we were, you heard that call. Right?
He's going to send a military plane to pick.
Well, I think they're already in Miami.
After
Yeah, they're in my.
you guys are missing the news I don't miss, that Trump insulted the women's hockey team by asking the American men on the phone call he had with them whether he should invite the women. That's what he said.
He said that?
Yes, he did on Air Force One. And
That's not the way I heard it. I heard the call and he said, he said, I have to invite the women too. And the men are like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
He said it facetiously, like, well, I don't think the women liked it.
I think they have larger problems to worry about.
Oh, but
Even this has been a question that friends of mine and I have discussed
all right.
about various presidents, and my friend had a person he worked with or somebody that he knew.
Wait. Breaking news. Righty Jim has a friend.
I thought you were my friend, Lefty.
Oh, I am your friend, Righty.
Okay.
We are breaking new ground here at Clashing Heads, having friends.
I prefer to break bread, actually, but so be it. But no, he had a friend who refused to go. He worked on some project for the government, and he hated Obama, and he refused to go to the White House to meet Obama. And my friend told him, how many times are you going to get invited to the White House? I don't care what politics were. My friend is not a Democrat. He is a libertarian. And he said that he would gladly go meet the president if he was invited to. So I would go meet President Obama. I would have met Bill Clinton. I would have met Joe Biden. I would have met any president. Just for simply have that honor that so few people would, that you should not be turning it down because you've got some sort of political beef with them. I think
I would
not
go
really
simply
appropriate.
because, by the way,
I mean, it's your loss. It's not America's loss. It's your loss. Their loss.
I have had some friends who have actually traveled on Air Force One, and so you get a little parting gift if you're on Air Force One, or
jelly beans, or
well, you get
there used to be matches, but they don't do the match. But
there are Air Force One M&Ms.
Oh, thank you. I was thinking jelly. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
And so I would want to go to the White House to see what Trump gives, because it's got to be pretty.
Well, didn't Reagan give the jelly bean? Wasn't
I don't know, but I would want one of his meme coins, or one of those gold tennis shoes. You know, a diploma from Trump University.
You know, there are Trump watches now.
What?
Oh, there have been Trump watches. He advertises them.
Yeah. I just saw the ad on Fox today.
Well, I know they had Spiro Agnew watches, so I may as well join the club.
And they had Melania Trump, First Lady watches too.
Well, nice.
But she sits at a roll.
I want to mention an Olympic thing, because
real quick to move on.
Besides the hockey team, you got to hand it to this young lady, Alyssa Liu, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very good. And again, that was since 2002 we haven't won the women's figure skating medal, gold.
And she is now what they call they used to call she's the it person, right? She's going to be a star everywhere. She's already rising to superstar status.
Fantastic.
She is.
Fantastic.
And sadly, Lindsey Vonn announced that good thing she had surgery. The doctor saved her leg from being amputated.
Well, there was no choice. She was going to have surgery because they were.
But it would have been amputated.
Yeah, she had compartment syndrome. Yes, that was known from early on. If you followed the news,
awful.
Yes,
but anyway, it was a good Olympics. American,
but she won't be walking for a long time, unfortunately.
U.S. contrary to Righty Jim's thoughts, I'm very happy that we came in second in the overall medals.
Yes, you did, to Norway and Italy. Hey, shout out to Italy, a country that doesn't usually rank that high, even in the winter games. They finished third because it was their home Olympics, and they had their hometown fans there. I wouldn't necessarily say sleeping in their own beds, but they knew where they were. They certainly didn't have a language problem, one would think. So yeah, they did very good. And Lefty out, where are the next Olympics?
Well, the next Olympics are in the great city, only to be greater, of Los Angeles, California.
Well, not only in Los Angeles. See, the problem.
Oh, the next Winter Olympics are.
No, you're right. That's what I was looking for. Was the next Olympics? I didn't.
The next winter is France.
Yeah, but the for Olympics in 2028 is not only in Los Angeles. It's in San Francisco. It's
in Orange County. It's in San Clemente.
It's all over the place. It's not like it was in 1984, gentlemen. It's just not like it was.
No, there were Olympics in Orange County in 1984.
Yeah, there was some stuff for that, and I know that the equestrian stuff was over at Santa Anita, which I don't know if they're still. I think they're still using that. So I don't know what it's called.
It's spreading out a little bit more. In any case, are you guys ready to shovel some snow for?
Well, I don't have 5 forms of ID, so I can't qualify.
That's right. You heard about that, Lefty Al.
What?
You not only Mr.
Mamdani.
Socialism Mamdani wants
FIS, you don't need any ID if somebody asks you for it.
Right. I mean, what a hypocrite. Two forms of ID, 2 forms of pictures, your social security card, and you need to download an application to apply for the job to help shovel snow in New York City for $19 an hour.
Well, it's actually gone up because nobody came in. It's now $30 an hour.
Oh, it is now 30?
It is now 30 an hour.
Well, let me get my shovel out of the garage.
I want to know.
I think they give you a shovel.
This blizzard, by the way, hold on.
30 inch.
Oh, wait a second. Let me guess. This is going to be a climate discussion.
Yes, it is, Righty Jim. You're very good. Righty Jim's very good. He could get a job as one of those mediums. Is it mediums or media?
I think I'm a large, not a medium right now, sir.
You're very clairvoyant, Righty Jim. You can.
You're just really predictable.
Well, real predictable, because this is
more predictable than the weather.
Good.
30 inches of snow, okay?
Yeah.
17 million under blizzard warnings, over 500,000 without power, approximately 10,000 flights canceled, And guess what it is? What's the weather here in California, Righty Jim?
80 degrees.
80 degrees in February, in winter, and everywhere else it's in blizzard. And you're telling me
It's like 7
you're
months.
mocking me about talking about climate change.
Yes, I am.
Because you're always here. We have breaking records. Okay, it's
For
not
what?
just breaking them a little bit.
Breaking record for what? Because it snows in New York in February?
Yeah, it doesn't snow 30 inches, and you know what? They've never had a
The last time it
Broadway
did
show
snow that much?
closed.
10 years ago.
No Broadway show Broadway has never closed because of the weather. Okay,
Oh, I'm sure.
closed because of the pandemic, never because of weather. New Yorkers are really, hey, they're like Chicagoans, right? Modern Mike, you could deal with the weather, but not this kind of weather.
Well, I remember a huge snowstorm in Chicago in 1967, and that was way before people were talking about climate conditions. And on top of that, where was everybody way back when we had the Ice Age?
But here,
No one,
but Modern Mike, you're saying a lot like Righty Jim. This doesn't happen.
That's because Righty Jim's correct.
Ice ages happen every billion years or whatever. You don't have a change where you are breaking records on temperature and snowfall every year, breaking the prior year's records,
Lefty out.
especially the lows
Lefty
and
out.
especially the highs.
Lefty
This
out.
summer, I predict we're gonna break record heat next summer.
I'm sure there will be some place where that happens.
No,
Yeah.
it's-
Okay, stop, Lefty out. January. Thank you. 2016 blizzard. A major blizzard, snowstorm Jonas, led to an official shutdown of all Broadway shows for the evening of January 23rd, 2016.
Okay, I stand
January 5th, January 5th or Easter. All Broadway shows were closed on Monday, January
How long?
26th, due to the winter storm.
How long?
January 1996, blizzard, 2 feet of snow forced to shut down all Broadway shows.
feet of snow? How many?
2 feet.
How many feet is it now, Righty Jim?
Right now it's about 2 feet, according to the guy that I heard.
No,
today.
it's 30 feet, 30 inches, 2 feet, 2.5 feet.
Okay,
2.5 feet.
that's
No,
You
it
know,
means
pretty
more. It's more. It's increased.
In the just to interrupt here, just
Sure, go
for a second. I mean, Mother Nature goes in cycles.
But
and
what
whatever-
I'm saying,
Yeah.
Modern Mike, Mother
I'm
Nature.
not taking sides, actually. I just
Oh, it's
he's just presenting facts that just aren't contrary.
hold on a second. This is what's called frequency and intensity. You guys are missing the point here. You're trying to.
Well, because there isn't
Great.
one.
This is a Righty Jim narrative that you're trying to fit a round peg in a square hole. Yeah,
I'm not trying to fit any narrative. You are.
Our weather and our climate's getting more intense and more frequent in the extremes. Okay, especially the extremes in the lows, not just the highs. It's getting hotter in the lows at night. In
Hotter in the lows at night.
in the summer,
mean.
in the summer,
Oh,
and
no.
colder. Our lows are colder than
No.
than our highs now are cold. We are getting colder in the winter and hotter in the summer. And it's not just, and it's the trend lines are there. You can't go back and say,
We cherry pick the day of birthday.
years ago we had an ice age.
Yeah,
What do you know? And now it gets colder in the winter.
oh, that pirate Mike. He's such a character.
Yeah, Lefty out. Do you want to talk about your other favorite subject, Donald Trump now?
No,
Before we go to Donald Trump, how about that character Mondami, who is he's voting against the Save
Bear
America?
me aside, Modern Mike. We had a story on News of the Weird. Modern Mike is
Yeah.
gonna lead us in.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a story on News of the Weird.
Lefty out. Are you doing self-tells again?
No,
The weird, right?
this is very, very strange. A picture of our Secretary of
Health and Human Services. Right, Jim, are you familiar with this? I want to know your
hit
reaction.
rock
Was that-
together
you
in a
mean-
sauna.
You mean Democrat JFK Jr.?
I want to talk about Roman
Junior.
going public, wearing
Public?
hardly. Hold on. Right,
Lefty
Jim,
out.
aren't you
Lefty out, you're
repulsed
very-
by this?
Lefty out. You're very excited about this. Can you? Because that's
Aren't you repulsed by this?
I have no idea what this is because this is a fucking not a video.
Okay, Health and Human Services, RFK, goes out. He doesn't know what it is, Moderate Mike. So let's explain why this belongs in News of the Weird.
Okay,
Go ahead, Lefty Al.
other views to get to left. It's running away from
Quick. No.
He's embarrassed by. The embarrassed by who President Trump names as his Secretary of Health and Human Services. This is not about a Democrat. This is about a turncoat Democrat who supported Trump, and because of that loyalty,
pro-Democrat, okay.
and because of the loyalty, who knows nothing about health, and says, "Hey, everyone,
Yeah, he's healthier than you.
Hey, you guys, Righty Jim, do you want to go in a sauna with Moderate Mike and me, and we'll strip down just like RFK? Huh? Isn't that something you would do? Follow RFK? Okay.
Yes, I would follow RFK. Sure.
RFK strips down to steamy hot sauna with Kid Rock, and then publish a video on it showing how it's great to be these healthy bro men. And then when they're done, they throw a full glass of milk into the pool. Lovely. What optics? Even your Greg Gutfeld couldn't stand it and said, "This is man on man." Which man? But even more just as disgusting.
I'm actually kind of surprised Kid Rock looks that healthy.
Yeah. Okay. How about this one, Righty Jim? You go along with what RFK said last week?
I don't know. What did he say last
Modern Mike,
No.
This is part of our News of the Weird.
Sure.
And RFK could own this whole segment forever, I think.
We've
First,
got so
we
many
started
more
with the
topics
word.
to talk.
Yeah, we have other real topics to cover
Right.
rather than your little.
This is real. Here's a quote from RFK. Tell me if you agree, Righty Jim. So RFK said, "I'm not scared of a germ. I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats."
That's right.
Are you sure
right.
that wasn't Hunter Biden? Are you sure that wasn't Hunter Biden?
No, I want to bring that up to you hypocrites, okay, who wanted to impeach the president of the United States because of his son. And here we have a president who nominates this character who knows nothing about health and germs, who's keeping us. We've got the biggest measles threat in decades.
Well, Lefty, I'll
because of RFK policy.
Yeah.
And he's saying, don't be afraid of germs, because
There are some germs that are not necessarily bad for you. Not all germs.
I guess, Righty Jim, you're sticking up for the germs on toilet seats when you're snorting cocaine, right? Why were you making a big deal about Hunter and his coke?
Well, because he brought it into the White House, unlike our.
Oh, really? How do you know that toilet seat wasn't in the White House? He didn't say where he snorted it.
Because I don't think he's been doing drugs in the last 20 years.
He did not say where he snorted his cocaine. Why are you drawing the distinction of the White House?
Why are you upset?
Why are you such a toady for this guy? Everything you do is like, I'll make an excuse.
All you're doing is supposition. You have no fact.
Everything you do and say is an excuse for Republican. You don't ever say no.
It's the excuse for the rest of the podcast.
This is
I want to get to real news.
Well,
This isn't
you run away from this stuff that's uncomfortable.
Lefty.
Make excuses for
That's fine. Best I can wander away at a sharp brisk or at a brisk speed.
Come on, Righty Jim.
I'm not allowed to run. I've been told that by my doctors.
No.
But Righty Jim, don't you agree that video like that from our Secretary of Health is just
A little weird? Sure, it's a little weird.
Okay, there it is.
There we are. News of the weird.
News of the weird. Okay.
Righty Jim, that's all you had to say to move on from News of the Weird.
Do I get? Is this like the old Groucho Marx show where the secret word of the day falls out? No, they've said it. We get to move on.
Yeah.
Where's my $50? Damn it! I want my $50 for the word of the day.
Checks in the mail.
All right, now for what you call real news.
Only if I show with 5 forms of ID, right?
All right.
Later, Mike.
That's right.
The real news. Well, we got introduce the real
Raphael, it's your
news.
turn. It's Trump.
Okay, Trump.
So start with your Trump rants of the day.
Well, it's not a rant.
Of course
It's that Trump doesn't like to lose, gentlemen, and he
Well,
lost.
Raphael, do you like to lose?
I don't like to lose, but I'll tell you what, Righty Jim.
What?
Sometimes I lose to you, and it's not the end of the world.
More than sometimes.
No, even if it is more than sometimes. I'm at least man enough to say, hey, I lost. Let's move on.
No, usually you just argue that you're right and I'm right.
Ah, come on, knock it off. We've got some.
How do you just prove right there?
Trump has a real sickness. Sorry, folks, I'm not a doctor, but this guy is plummeting in the polls because of his just he makes no sense. And so this last week, we've got SCOTUS, including 2 of his appointments to the Supreme Court and 2 conservative justices. We have Gorsuch. We have Amy Coney Barrett. We have John Roberts joining the 3 liberal justices in a 6-3 ruling against Kavanaugh, against guess who?
The whole crowd. Or Lefty, I will
Alito
amount of time.
and Tom.
Well, he lost, and now he's got to go to Congress to figure out.
No, he doesn't have to. He's going to go. He's trying to implement the tariffs on a different.
Well, he wants to do work around. Look, he lost to one branch of government, this is about checks and balances. But the king,
now he's invoking the
the ignoble king, does not want to ever lose even to another branch of government.
Yeah, Martin, go ahead.
Can I interrupt? Righty Jim, what would you say if our President Trump would, or Lefty L's President Trump, would just come to terms with the fact that he lost the tariff battle? We can get prices down by him just saying, this didn't work the way I wanted it to work. Look at what happened to the stock market on Monday. Absolutely exploded and dropped almost 1,000.
I think the better phrase is imploded, not exploded, unfortunately.
All right, imploded.
Yes.
But what would you agree that he should just let it go?
Yeah, I don't think the whole tariff thing was a great idea to start with. I mean, there are areas where there should be tariffs where people are competing or countries are competing with us unfairly. China's a prime example of that. There's other nations where this occurs, maybe the Canadians on aluminum, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, the widespread tariffs were probably not a good idea. Now, we did get a number of trade deals out of it. And those trade deals, because they are not part of this decision, will stand. Now, the problem is what happens if the countries now say, well, F you, because your tariffs weren't legit. We're going to back out of our trade deal and you can't do anything to us. So that will be a problem.
Well, FedEx, I heard, is suing now the government.
They're not getting any money back. Sorry, us. They don't have the money.
I think from his opinion said, hey, this is going to be a real mess on the economy.
Yes, it will be.
And so
people think they're getting money back. They're not.
Well, that's up to the courts to decide, Righty Jim. But I want to ask you, because I've got a lot of right-wingers who claim that this tariff thing, which is a joke to begin with, that this
is not a joke,
showing Trump as such a brilliant negotiator. Well, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead,
Righty Jim. My question to you: if he was so brilliant, instead of thinking, well, I got to negotiate with all these countries. And don't you think that somebody in the White House might have said, Mr. President, this could present a problem because the Constitution says that tariffs are the province of the Congress. And he said, well, I've got the Congress. Why didn't he go, if he's so brilliant, why didn't he go to Congress in the first place when he had political clout? And he could have said, hey, you know what? I need these tariffs on these countries. Do you know what Mike Johnson said today if he goes to Congress about tariffs?
What did he say?
He said DOA.
Which is probably why he didn't go to Congress in the first place.
In the beginning, he had Congress in the bag.
No, he did not have more than
there is no way now that the public has seen what
he never had more than a 4-vote majority this at any point.
Righty Jim, he was able to get the big beautiful bill through. He could have gone this one, the big ugly bill. He could have gone this when early on before the public realized how damaging tariffs are to their pocketbooks.
Lefty Al,
which you
claimed whether it be Biden, Obama, Bush, or Trump, if they can find a way to go around Congress and implement it themselves by claiming some law or some rule that prevents or executive order, they will do it.
And it would get done a lot quicker.
Yeah, they're going to do it through the IEPA, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act.
That's
And
right.
now he's going back again with Section 122 of the U.S. Trade Act,
Read
74.
knew that he was making.
Well, Lefty Al, I don't think you have a law degree to go sit there and debate them. I explained that we have to illegally.
That's the beauty of our Constitution.
Actually, it is because those are the people that are
Righty
the Supreme
Jim, the
Court,
beauty
Lefty
of our
Al.
Constitution is that any average man could read it and understand it. The right to freedom of the press, the right to assent, the right to speak, free speech, that Congress shall have entire control over tariffs. The only reason why Trump had the Emergency Power Act to begin with, Righty Jim, was because Congress gave it to him.
No,
Congress didn't give the rest of these powers to him. There were no emergencies.
Congress didn't give them to them. Well, on this
Righty
Congress,
Jim, here you are in your toady world.
well, Lefty Al, then you type down the let me finish. You understand it, I hope.
Oh, baloney. And the Supreme Court, thankfully, but do you go along with Trump calling them, what did he call them, Moderate Mike?
Yeah, he called them that they were.
Called them losers?
Yeah, losers and stupid. He said they're.
He called them how I opened up the show, a horrible disgrace, right?
Well, he didn't get what he wanted.
Disgrace.
It's not like he's going to replace them. It's already blown over.
Why would he insult the Supreme Court that he appointed? I mean, this is
it's not. It's probably not the most politically correct.
Tomorrow he's going to have the State of the Union, everybody, right?
Yes.
And who's going to be at that State of the Union but the Supreme Court?
Sitting right there with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And he'll probably go up there and shake their hands, and it'll all be water under the bridge.
Which, by the way, we're
taking water under the bridge, Righty Jim. This is a man you call brilliant who doesn't have half her brain tied behind.
I don't think I've called him brilliant.
I just hope he doesn't ruin our economy with all this craziness. You know.
Well, it's not going to ruin the economy because obviously we've gotten this far and the economy is ruined. So,
really? What tariffs to the dinner table?
Well, we've gone from 50,500 in the Dow down to now 48,000.
Righty Jim.
Yeah.
Contrary to what you said last
egg prices are down, Lefty Al.
I did my homework. 29 to 30% higher than they were food prices before pre-pandemic. Beef prices are up 16.4% over last year. 90% of American adults.
Lefty Al.
Hold on, Righty Jim. I'm giving you some of your own talk back to you. It's Lefty Al. Yeah, the return of the Lefty Al.
Am I now a naughty teenager talking back to people?
90% of American adults say they're stressed about grocery costs. 6 in 10 adults say food costs are extremely important, and nearly half of all American households say it's harder to afford groceries than a year ago. And you know, Righty Jim, your subject, which of course we will never get to because we never do. Yeah, but you're
because I got to blow the edge to make sure that I don't get to talk about.
But talk about, Righty Jim, the midterms, right? Bring that up. Do you really think this is going to help?
Pipe down, maybe I would.
Well, just I know I'm talking a lot, but it's for the betterment of America.
Well,
no, it really isn't.
There are two topics that I think we really need to get to. One of them is Iran, who they found tonight.
Yeah, Moderator Mike, you have some news on that, I heard.
Yes. I texted both Lefty Al and Righty Jim about the fact that Whitcomb walked out of a meeting earlier this evening in Iran because he comes to find out that they are 1 week away from one nuclear bomb.
Righty Jim, talk. I am the stage.
I am skeptical of that based upon other things that I've heard from other people. I don't know how he would get that information other than the Iranians are threatening them with a bomb and they are close enough to think that they can hold off the U.S. until they actually get to one. Because I do believe that we have damaged a lot of their nuclear facilities that would be rebuilt, but not in the time frame in which it has been since they were damaged. So either our battle damage assessments have been wrong, or some of our other intelligence has been wrong, and this is accurate, or the Iranians are bluffing, and they are known to bluff like crazy, and this is actually not true, but also it could be something that we can use to move our military action forward under an imminent threat of a possible nuclear bomb by Iran.
So, why don't we take a survey among the clashing heads here? Is Trump going to strike Iran?
I think so.
I think it's 50-50. I think he'd like to find a negotiated way out of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's our peace president after.
Yes, exactly.
Trump's all about bluster. And so why shouldn't the Iranians be about bluster too? Let's see who blinks, right?
Okay,
and this is a scary
Well, they've
thing.
got more to lose than we do.
Let me just move on.
We have a lot to lose when we're
What-
talking about. Oh, by the way,
By the way, don't go to Puerto Vallarta if you have any planned vacation.
why don't we?
Guadalajara.
They're blowing up Costco from what I hear.
Righty Jim, Mayo, Jr. Then of part coming from me. All right, you want to hear something, Righty Jim, that you might like coming from me about Trump?
It's so rare it happens. I'm not even sure what if I could deal with.
Can I just finish real quick on Mexico because we don't have a lot of time. First of all, I want to thank everybody before we do run out of time for visiting us on YouTube at clashing_heads, or you can get us at clashingheads.com. You can also listen to more of Righty Jim on your favorite show.
Chad Benson show doing Fridays, Friday mornings, and do moderator Mike. Sorry, I'm doing midterm Mondays on Monday mornings.
Righty Jim, you got to watch how you use your language.
But I got a call today from a couple that came in from Oklahoma. They were supposed to land in Cancun. Thank you. They were supposed to land in Cancun. When they landed in Houston to pick up more passengers and go to Cancun, the flight was then canceled in Houston, saying that they cannot. There's a big situation going on with the cartel all over Mexico right now.
And I want to ask you, Moderate Mike and Righty Jim, don't you want to hear what Lefty Al has to say about good things about Trump?
Oh,
or
real quick, and then we've got to say goodbye.
It's about this cartel and getting Mexico to, kind of maybe clean up their act about these cartels.
It's about time, isn't it, Lefty Al?
It's about time.
Yep.
And I applaud Trump for it because actually this is something, this is where I differ with the right wing. Trump did not need to impose tariffs to put pressure on countries about especially Mexico, about the cartels and the drug wars, and China about fentanyl too. And he didn't have to invade Venezuela over drug boats. That was a lie to begin with. If he owned up and spoke the truth every so often, and this thing about the cartels is something that he's actually acting on that's truthful. Mm-hmm. And so that much I applaud him. He would have been a whole different and better president if he just learned one word: truth. Okay. But he's the most lying president. You don't know if he's going to say yes or no or what.
Truth Social.
Yeah. It's not. That's a joke.
Thank you, Lefty Al.
Okay.
And Righty Jim.
Yes.
Thank you, Moderator Mike. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, Righty Jim, and thank you to our listeners and viewers who hopefully will keep with us for a long time.
And I want to thank Righty Jim for listening to me every so often.
That's good.
I appreciate Righty Jim and you, Moderate Mike.
Thank you, and we appreciate you, Lefty Al.
You want to raise? Oh, you know what, Righty Jim?
You know what Billy Preston said?
Not to keep our audience in any more suspense than they're in, Billy Preston said, "Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You got to have something if you want to be with me." And audience, you may have nothing, but that doesn't matter for us because we don't need something. If you want to be with us, just be with us. And everyone, we'll leave you with nothing. And remember, that's Righty Jim's raise. And see you next time on Clashing Heads. Remember, clashing_heads on your favorite YouTube channel. All right. Take care. Bye now.